This is my bay and my Grand Design 303 RLS RV, and from design to actuality, there you go. You can see the utility pump right here, and on the bottom, this four-way, those are the exits. The bottom one will be to an outside inside the truck. The second one will be going to the black tank, so I can take gray water and pump it to the black tank. And also you've got the galley here and the main gray tank up here. And because these are looped like this, you can take and actuate the Ys where you could draw water from the galley and pump it back to the main gray, or you could draw it from the main gray and pump it back to the galley. So well, this is my concept, these are my thoughts. The pump is a up to 200 gallons little 12-volt pump. I put a switch in the RV. If you've been following me before, you'd seen where I had hooked up this one switch right here. I took the empty slide, it was called slide 4, plastic plug, and I carved out using the razor blade knife, drilling small holes and then using the razor blade to carve it out, and this is going to be the switch for my transfer pump. And this is what it looks like mounted. And that is a three-way switch. And I'm going to throw wires to the back of it and run them down there and through the wall into the basement. Okay, if you're looking in here, that daylight you see is from that breaker box slash fuse box, and what it did was I taped the wires here to this file and I dropped them. It came loose here, but good thing it didn't come loose here. And I dropped the two wires that are going to power the transfer pump down to the basement area. Okay, in the very bottom, the last 7.5 here, that is to the new transfer pump. 7.5 is a guesstimate based on the 50-watt pump. If that blows too quickly, I'll put a 10 amp in there. This is a run test of the transfer pump, and this is simply a 12-volt lithium battery system. I call it my camping battery. It's 19 amp hours and it's 12 volts, and basically what it does is it allows me to use any 12-volt system in a compact form. So I'm just showing you the battery. That's the battery. I put it in a waterproof container. And that'll supply the power to the pump. So first what we'll do is I've got it use this type of connection, but I've got it instead of using a switch, I just push it in here. But before I turn it on, I wanted to show you that I've got water in the gray 5-gallon bucket and the blue, and this I'd set up a couple days ago. And there's a bug in there, but that won't change anything. See, the majority of the water's in this one, and the first flow I'm going to pump it from the left to the right, the gray to the blue. So let's turn it on. Okay, the way it's working right now is it's coming in from this pipe, which is most of the water from the gray pump. And it's being pumped into the blue, as you can see, the water in the bubbles. We'll just watch that for a minute. Okay, water level's getting pretty low. So let's go back up here and flip the switch, i.e. pull the red out. There you go, pump off. Now let's change the valves to go the other direction. Change that one, change this one, change this one, and now it should be pulling in from this side. Oh, gotta change this one. Pulling in from this side, pumping. Can't go that way, so it's going to come back out and go into this one, which is the opposite direction. These, while it's filling, these pipes are going to go down into the air vent into the RV tanks on the two gray tanks. So basically all I'm doing is transferring gray from one to another. And I think you can see that the water level has gone down there and it's up quite a bit there. So let's turn it off. Okay, what you can see here is the pipe that's going to go down in the vent hose. And this is that CPVC. Anyway, it's connected to a hose here. And then this is the flexible part that'll go down in the vent type to the tank. Over here, oh, that is to the main gray tank. I've cut a section out and I will put this in it. Okay, you can see this is down in there, and I took and filled it up about halfway full of water, and I measured, after poking this down in there several times, how deep the water is. Plus I measured to the top of the tank through the hole here, and then took the distance from here and the width of the tank, which I think is about 7 to 9 inches. So this piece here will go in here like this, and but for the operational portion I'm going to just hook it up and check and make sure that it actually works just like that before pulling out, before I actually hook it completely up. Okay, over there you can see I've got it temporarily set up. I'll zoom in so you can see. And I basically have the same exact setup I had outside I showed you a little while ago, running here to the battery. So I'm going to plug it in, hook black to black, and we'll see if we can pull it out of the tank and onto the ground. Alright. Out of there it is, coming out of the black tank, or the main gray tank, and onto the ground. Pretty cool. Okay, I've got it properly plumbed now. This is the where it's angled in, PVC. These are attached, and I'm waiting on this to dry. It's got purple primer and CPVC general purpose multi-PVC type adhesive to switch between different types of PVC. And so I'm waiting for that to dry, then I'll put this in. This is a hose attachment, and that's what I've been attaching it to the pump. Guess where the other vent pipe is going to the galley tank. It is in here. You can see I've already secured everything and set everything up in there with the hose running down into the tank. I hard mounted a Y to the black tank vent there, as you can see, and I didn't put a rubber one on there because nothing flexible has to go down into it. There's not any kind of anything I'm pulling up from the black tank. The only purpose of this is to put gray water into the black tank from the other sources, you know, because most of the time when we use the black tank, we hardly ever get over half full. And if we can put some gray into there and increase the gray capacity doing that, then that's a good thing. Okay, we're getting ready for our maiden voyage, local park here in Central Arkansas. And I finished up this mod, which I'm pretty happy with, let me tell you. And it's here in the bay. If you notice, the bay is empty. We still got to load our stuff up for the trip. But over here, can you see that? The handle in this? I wanted to show you something here. And that is my transfer pump. And what I'd done was I'd taken the wall here, and this had a couple pieces to hold the outer exterior wall here, and I took the pieces here out and I put them over here to make it wider to make the wall straight. From there I took this outside piece here, put hinges on it and a latch, and I noticed there was extra room in here from before, and I knew I wanted to do a transfer pump, but this is it and it's all hooked up. So I'm pretty happy with that. When I'm done not using it, I just hook it up here and I have full use of the bay. That switch is what controls the pump. You hear it down there? Now this was a lit switch from another application, so it doesn't light up, but we'll see about that later. So with that, I can take the majority of our liquid use, which is the shower and the sink in the bathroom, and transfer it over to the galley or into the black tank, and I can monitor the percentage it's going up or down here. And what that does is that gives me the total gray capacity to use however I want to, all 75 gallons. And additionally, when we camp, we can go a week using the black tank, and it will never get more than half full. So with that said, as we get close to departing our local area, if we stay, you know, up to 4 or 5 days and the black tank is still under half full, but we're nearing gray, I can move the gray from the galley or the main gray tank into the black tank and free up, you know, a good portion of it, and free up some more gray. That way I don't have to dump until I actually depart. It gives me a total of, I guess, so about 100 gallons of gray to use up to a week. That's just a rough guess. Have you ever seen one of these before? This is a macerator pump, and this hooks to where your outlet from your tanks comes from, the sewer and the gray tank outlet, and it pumps. It has a little spinning blade in here that'll chop up sewer and pump it out. Actually, this is another setup, but it does attach here, and it'll pump it out here through a hose to your tote if you want to do it that way. But now I don't have to do it like that. And so now just pull that out, grab the hose, using the camera so it's a little more difficult. Special hose here. Carry it over to the tote. Camera down, that probably helped. There we go. So now you can see the tote is in there. The hose. Let's go flip a switch and see what happens. Running. Hose is full of water. You hear it? It's going in. As you can see down in there. Yeah. Probably set something up because this flexible hose would go in there a little faster. Like this. Be over the edge of the truck like that. Alright. Now that's all I got to do.